Well, I have a few books. So I hope that's okay because different books changed my life at different times. So I'm going to start with when I was 4 or 5, and it was Now We Are Six, the A. Milne book, because I love those little poems and I used to memorize them. And I think it actually changed my little tiny 4-year-old life. And then when I was around 9 or 10, it was Nancy Drew. I owe her all the credit for the preteen that I was, and I was obsessed with Nancy Drew and would read the books over and over. And then at around 13, it was To Kill a Mockingbird, and that book was probably the first book that made me realize how amazing it was to read a book on all the different levels and the entertainment and the emotion, and it really became very important to me. And then in high school, it was Madame Bovary, which changed my life and continued to. And I've read that book many times throughout my life. And in college, it was Lolita. So my life was changed many times by those different books. I think that the absolute answer would be that I eavesdrop on other people's conversations and I listen to what they're saying and I write down things that are funny or lines that they use because people are very funny. And a lot of my poems, I don't know about a lot, but many of my poems come from lines that I overhear or conversations that I think are funny or poignant. So that definitely eavesdropping, and also I use headlines from the news. I think that that I love to do that. I'll pull over when I'm driving if I hear something on the radio. Uh, I saw a headline once in the LA Times that was, "The nudists are getting ready to pack." And I thought, this is just the perfect title for a poem. So I do a lot of stealing, is what I do. An actual moment of doing that inspired the title. It was Easter Sunday in Los Angeles, and it was very hot that day. And my mother had already died, but I opened my closet and I saw all these dresses. Even though I had no place to go, I thought, my mother would love me to wear this dress today. I just got this very overwhelming feeling and it went right through me, and I reached for the dress, and as I was putting it on, I thought, I wore this dress today for you, Mom. And I went right to my computer and I wrote a poem at that moment. It doesn't always happen that way, but it happened then, and that became the title of a poem and became the title of this book. The best compliment that I've ever received is when someone says to me they read my book, they read a poem that changed their life, or that changed the way they saw a certain situation, or that made them feel love about something that they had been angry about. A poem that moved them in such a way that they keep it on their desk or put it in their wallet. So particularly when I don't know the person, when this comes to me from an email out of nowhere or someone writes me a letter, that is the best compliment I could ever receive. I received from two different writers, two different friends, and it was simply trust your talent. So at times when I'm just not sure or I can't move forward or I don't know if I made the right move, I think about that. Trust your talent, and it is very reassuring and relieves me. Oh, I feel the strongest when I'm bungee jumping. No, I feel the strongest when I'm in the zone of the poem and it's coming and it's working. And when that last line hits me or comes through me or whatever, however it does, I feel the strongest of any time in my life. Hardcover. half milk, half steamed milk, and half coffee, because if I have more than a half a cup of coffee after I've already had coffee, it's not going to be good for anyone near me. So cafe au lait is half steamed milk and half coffee. Very delicious. You know, I always travel with my computer, which is good and bad, and a pad and a pen, no matter what. Oh, my reader type. I would call myself a trendsetter, and I read anything that's good. Sometimes heartbreaking, sometimes funny anthology of poems about motherhood, being one and having one. I hope that readers feel a combination of things when they read these poems, because a good poem has many parts to it. You can cry and then laugh in the same poem and then be scared by it also. That's what we want, and that's what I hope my readers have. So I hope readers are charmed, they feel emotional, that occasionally they are shocked, and that they are always, always entertained. You know, people are often afraid of poetry. They say they don't understand it, they don't know how to read it. And the truth is that a good poem is easy to understand and always fun to read, particularly out loud. And I'm hoping that readers find this collection to be something they can have by their bed and read one a night or one every morning. Read it at breakfast to their children or their husband or their lover or their friend, their partner. These poems have something for everyone, and they're not scary. And if anything, they will make you feel good about yourself when you read them, and you'll connect with what I'm saying in these poems.